What is going on, guys? It's the Budget Bass Head. Welcome back to the channel. Right now, what you guys are looking at on the screen is my community tab. The reason why I'm over here is because last week I reached out to you guys about an idea that I had for the channel. You guys gave some great feedback and I just wanted to touch bases and give some thanks. The idea that I had is that I told you guys that I was thinking of starting a subwoofer comparison category. And what subwoofers would you guys suggest between $100 and the $200 price range? You guys gave some great feedback on this, but however, my budget can only go so far. So I'm looking at these comments and I'm like, what all can I pick from this? These are all great ideas. These are all from reputable brands. However, there was a few of these in here that I actually hadn't heard of and that stood out to me. Some I had heard of, some I hadn't heard of, some just stood out to me on an overall. So coming up, you have Alex Ferguson, who suggested the Audiopipe TXX BDC4. I had seen this subwoofer before and it really did strike an interest in me. And of course, this guy here made the list. You got Jerry over here that suggested the Skar SDR lineup. The 12-inch variant of that made the list. Moving on, you got DJ Keys that also suggested the TXX BD4C. I think it's supposed to be BDC4, but we get the point. And of course, the 12-inch variant of that made the list. And you also have A.O. King. A.O. King suggested the American Bass XR12. He's seen this over at Parker's channel, which I do watch and am subscribed myself. And he wanted me to kind of touch bases on the XR. But when I started to looking into American Bass in general, I ran upon the XFL12. And this one right here really struck my interest because of the build quality of it. Just by looking at it in the photos, I knew it was something that I wanted on the bench. So instead of picking the XR from American Bass, A.O. King, you actually got me convinced that the XFL was the one to go with. And once again, you got Mid-Woofer Flex Time also suggested the Skar SDR lineup. And of course, I got the 12-inch variant of that and it also made the list. Now, just because I picked a few of these ones don't mean that the rest of the comments down here in these suggestions was not a good pick. Like I said in the beginning, my budget can only go so far. That being said, I'm really looking at the new Toro brand. They look very, very promising, but maybe next time. For right now, what I want you guys to do is to focus on this leaderboard that I have and focus on the price ranges that I actually picked out here. If you guys would notice here, I do have all Skar products as #1 in these categories. So why do I have all Skar products as #1 in these categories? Well, because I'm biased to Skar. Skar is a favorite brand of mine, therefore I put them up top, and I kind of use them as reference because of their performance, price per performance. I use them as reference for any other sub that I compare them against. So coming up in the first category, which is the $100 to $100 category, I have the Skar SDR 12. I have it paired against the Power Acoustik MOFO 12. In the $150 category, I have the Skar Audio SVR. SVR is a new entry by Skar Audio. It's in their mid tier. And I have it paired against the Audiopipe BDC4 12. I'm going to explain all this in a minute. And I also have the Skar EVL 12. And I have it paired against the American Bass XFL 12. Okay, so why did I decide to pair these the way that I did? Well, like I said, I am a fan of Skar, and I'm looking at the price point. Is the reason that I'm doing this. I'm looking at the price point. For $200, Skar have the EVL 12 the Skar has the EVL 12 priced at $200, but I'm looking at the American bass, which I picked up for only $180. If you were to go to their website, of course, it would be almost $100 more than this, but they kind of do that sometimes. You can pick it up cheaper from some of their actual vendors. So the thing is this, is the Skar, which I love, is it really the budget king in the $200 category? Or would the American bass XFL show Skar that they need to come a little bit harder within this category? I don't know. We're gonna see. The same thing with the $150 category. I know some people are looking at this like, wait a minute, that's a $30 difference. Well, to me, the way that I paired these two right here is the way, because it's in the $150 category, you have the Skar SVR is closer to $150 than it is $100. The same with the Audiopipe BDC4. The BDC4, for what I picked it up at, which is $160, is closer to $150 than it is at $200. So that's why these two kind of fell in this category together. But this is just what I created. This is just what I have here in the leaderboard. This is not going to be the actual determination of how these guys actually get paired in a demo, because these are going to be demoed against one another, and you, the viewer, are going to be the ones who decide what get paired against what. I'm gonna give you some instructions on that a little bit later on. But for right now, what we're going to do is just give a brief overview of all these subwoofers and what exactly it is that they have to offer. Okay, so coming up first, we have the Audiopipe. Okay, so the Audiopipe BDC 412 actually have a max power rating of 2200 watts, an RMS rating of 1100 watts, an impedance of this is a dual 4 ohm subwoofer, the one that I have. And it actually has a 3-inch voice coil. And to be honest with you, one of the main reasons that I picked this subwoofer up is because just look at it. I mean, this has got to be one of the most beautiful subwoofers I've ever seen in my life. And I'm saying it like this. If subwoofers had a category of sex appeal, right? If you can call a subwoofer sexy, this would be sexy in my opinion. Just putting it out there. You guys can take that for what it is, for whatever you want it to be. But to me, it's a beautiful subwoofer, and that's one of the reasons that I picked it up. But when I look at the price point and what you're kind of getting for this type of subwoofer, I just had to grab it and put it in here. And I'm glad that you guys actually suggested it, because it really piqued my interest in it. But that's enough of that. I just want you guys to know that I do have complete unboxing and reviews coming of each of these subwoofers. Today is just an overview to introduce you to the leaderboard. Moving on. The next up is going to be the Power Acoustik MOFO. The Power Acoustik MOFO actually have a max power rating of 2500 watts, have an RMS rating of 1200 watts. And this is a dual 4 configuration that I actually own, and it has a 2.5-inch voice coil. Now, everyone knows that Power Acoustik has a reputation of overrating their stuff. Okay, so let's just put that out there. Now, I in particular don't have anything against Power Acoustik, because I know this going in, that Power Acoustik is going to overrate their stuff. However, does that mean that it's a bad product? At $100 and you're getting this, it's a very flashy subwoofer, but the reputation that the MOFOs have is well worth $100 and better, to be honest with you. So I just had to throw it in the list. Even though no one even suggested it, I do like and respect Power Acoustik for price per performance. Now, their advertisement, their marketing skills is a little bit, but price per performance, I respect them. Moving on. All right, so the next step is going to be the Skar SVR. The Skar SVR is a new lineup from Skar. This is kind of the way I'm looking at it, and you guys, I don't know, you guys give me your take on this. it looks to me like a remake of the SDR with competition parts. I mean, it got a stronger motor, it got a higher RMS rating, and it looks like it has more durable parts. You know, it got the double stitching, things of that nature. It looks like they're kind of pushing toward a little bit toward competition with this level right here. It's just a step above. So if SDR was the bottom tier mid, if it was the bottom mid tier, this would be like the mid tier. And I guess the EVL would be like the big brother of the mid tier. But enough of that. It has 1600 watts 1600 watts max power rating. It has an 800 watts RMS rating. This one here I have is a dual 2-ohm configuration. It has a 2.6 inch voice coil. Kind of odd of a number for the voice coil diameter, but hey, it's Skar's product. They can do whatever they want to do with it. Moving on. Next is going to be another Skar product. This is going to be the EVL. The Skar EVL 12 is the subwoofer that I've been looking at and drooling over for like 2 or 3 years. I'm just gonna put it out there. I love the look and the respect of this subwoofer. I just never put myself out there to actually go and spend the money on it, because at the time I had the VVX 12. I didn't feel like I needed another Skar product, and I ended up getting the SDR. In a comparison, I couldn't return it. I kind of got stuck with the SDR, but it was a good purchase, only $100. This one here comes in at $200. It has a max power rating of 2500 watts, RMS rating of 1200 watts, and this is a dual 2-ohm configuration with a 3-inch voice coil. I am very, very excited about pairing this up against. I'm kind of excited and anxious to see like which one of the subwoofers you guys would want me to pair the EVL up against. Right now, like I said, I have it paired against the American Bass XFL, but hey, like I said, in the end, it's gonna be all to what you guys want. But that's enough for that, moving on. And lo and behold, next up is the American Bass XFL 12. This guy has a 2000 watt max power rating with 1000 watts RMS rating. And this is the 2-ohm, this is a dual 2-ohm version that I have, and it does have a 3-inch voice coil. So there you go. We have 3 subwoofers on here with 3-inch voice coils. That'd be the EVL, the Audiopipe BDC4, and the American Bass, what you see on the screen right now. Now I must say, I know I said that the Audiopipe BDC4 was like one of the sexiest subwoofers that I ever seen in my life, which it is to me, but this thing right here, when it comes to aggression, it kind of have the marks of those Pride subwoofers coming out of Russia. That's kind of like what this thing reminds me of, with this high roll rib surround. It just demands respect, just the look of it. I mean, seriously, I haven't even had a chance yet to like really play around with it like I want to, but trust me, that's coming. This thing has a menacing look, and I can't wait to see how it performs. But enough of me drooling on it. I got this for $180. And like I said, in the leaderboard, is being paired against the Skar Audio EVL 12, but that is not going to be the end result of this. What I want you guys to do, and I do come over here and I check my community, and I do check to see if anyone had left a comment here. I do check to see if anyone have any questions here, and I try to get back with you guys as quick as possible. Now, what I'm going to be doing in this video that you guys are watching right now, the first one to tell me what speaker to pair against what, you guys probably already have done it. You understand? I just want to see who's actually been listening to what actually that's being said within the video. And you only have one rule: you have to be a subscriber. If you are a subscriber and you leave that comment, the first person to leave that comment and say, I want this subwoofer paired against that subwoofer, I'm gonna pick that individual. Whatever you say to pair against what, I'm gonna do a review on one of those subwoofers, and I'm gonna pair those. When it comes down to doing the comparison video, those two subwoofers are gonna get paired first. meaning that you are also inadvertently telling me which 2 subwoofers to actually unbox and review first. So go ahead. I hope you guys have already, if you haven't left that comment in the sections below, go ahead and do that, and I'll give you a shout out in the next one, and I'll also give you a shout out in doing a demo in unboxing. Please, guys, you gotta do that, and you gotta be subscribed in order to make this work. If I go check my subscribers list and I don't see you there, I'm gonna have to pick the next person in line. So that's kind of like how I'm doing it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, this is the channel that helps you simplify audio. It's your boy D. I'm the Budget Basshead. See you in the next one.